Welcome back. Now, in a big reform, the Supreme Court has quashed the existing process of appointment in the Election Commission. The Apex Court ruled that all appointments in the Election Commission will be done by a committee which will comprise of the Prime Minister, the Leader of the Opposition, as well as the Chief Justice of India. The Supreme Court said that the new collegium system will ensure independence and prevent any kind of interference in its functioning. And important to note that the centre opposed the intervention by the Supreme Court during the hearing.
Yes, in fact, to infuse transparency into the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and the Election Commissioner, the Supreme Court has, in fact, now in a very significant judgment, quashed the present process being followed by the government and has formed a collegium system which significantly includes the Chief Justice of India, the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition and other members, and has specified that till the Parliament drafts a law, a clear transparent law which enables appointment of election commissioners and chief election commissioner in a very transparent manner, and persons who can fearlessly work, objectively work without coming under pressure from the external forces, including political and executive pressure. This law will continue, which means that henceforth, for any appointment of election commissioners, election commission members, that including chief election commissioner, this collegium will decide as to which candidate can be appointed to the post. So once again repeating that from now a collegium system has been formed, which will comprise the Chief Justice, Prime Minister and also the Leader of Opposition.
Now listen in to some political reactions that are coming in on the story as well.
This is not a new thing. When I was Leader of Opposition also in lower house, there also the Chief Justice and Prime Minister and Leader of Opposition used to be member. But ultimately, any decision goes on majority. If majority people take good decision, rational, that is welcome.
How do you look at the Supreme Court decision on EC?
The Supreme Court decision is a landmark decision for the survival of our democracy and democratic parties. Most importantly, we had said exactly the same thing, that to appoint important officials in the Supreme Court, we need a committee which is transparent and completely neutral. Today, the Honorable Supreme Court has decided the same thing. Prime Minister, Chief Justice of India, Leader of Opposition, or the leader of the single largest party of the opposition. I think this is very, very important.
Do you feel that you'll get relief from the Supreme Court in the future, considering the decision?
Look, we are always hopeful for justice. Whatever has happened in Maharashtra is an outright insult to the Constitution and, completely killing of the democracy. We're hoping for justice.
And this has been a landmark judgment. Whether at all this is going to be welcomed by the government of the day or not, well, that remains to be seen. Although the Supreme Court has also urged upon the government to enact a law to try and fix as far as the appointments of the Election Commission members are concerned. However, there are sharp reactions that have come from the opposition. Also, I am joined by the TMC MP Shogoto Roy on the phone line. Mr. Roy, thank you for joining us here at Mirror Now. Now, this is a landmark judgment of sorts from the Supreme Court as far as the appointment of the Election Commissioner is concerned and the other members. Do you think this is a bid to democratize the entire move, or this is a judiciary overreach?
No, it's not at all overreaction. It has been going on for a long time, especially after this Shiv Sena symbol issue. The role of the Election Commission came under question. So the Supreme Court has taken the right step to make the Election Commission impartial as far as possible. I think what Supreme Court has suggested will be good for the country.
But sir, do you think there should be a law that the parliament must enact as far as the appointments in the election commission is concerned? Do you think that is going to be the logical move ahead?
There should be a law, amendment to the Representation of People's Act, and if necessary of the Constitution. Okay.
But so there are several sectors that also feel that this is a judicial overreach by the court, that they should not intervene
Not
as
at
far
all.
as the appointments
Not
in the election commission is concerned.
All matters concerning law or the Constitution, the verdict of the Supreme Court is of utmost importance. Only Supreme Court has the responsibility to decide on this.
Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Roy, and sharing your views on this big decision, the order that has come in from the Supreme Court as far as deciding upon the appointments in the Election Commission. Well, there are sharp reactions that are coming in. Several from the government do not really agree with it. They feel that the judiciary must not intervene in the working of the Election Commission, that it is a competent body to decide for themselves. And as the tradition holds, the appointments have been coming in from the government's end. But of course, the opposition party has time and again leveled several allegations against the Election Commission, saying that it seems to be used, I beg your pardon, misused by the government of the day to level scores against the opposition parties. Well, this is definitely a big move. It was a long-standing demand of the opposition party leaders to democratize the entire electoral process as far as the members of the Election Commission is concerned. But we have to wait and see how the government of the day is going to react. Of course, the panel that has been suggested is going to comprise of the Prime Minister, the CJI, and the Leader of the Opposition. I'm also joined by Aam Aadmi Party leader Brijesh Kalappa on the phone line. Mr. Kalappa, thank you for joining us here. And share your view as to how do you see this landmark judgment that the Supreme Court has come up with? Do you think it is fair for the Supreme Court to make an intervention as far as the appointments in the Election Commission is concerned? Or do you think that the judiciary must not intervene?
Under Article 324 of the Constitution, the Election Commission has a very primary role in terms of how elections are conducted in the country. And under Article 324, the role of the Election Commission is extraordinarily large. Now, if the Election Commission has, the working of the Election Commission has been regulated by orders of the Supreme Court for a long time, whether it's from the time of the T.N. session, when it was a single-member commission to subsequently, when it became a multi-member commission. You know, the Supreme Court has the onus to ensure that under Article 324, the Election Commission performs to the best of its capacity. And therefore, it has been passing orders from time to time. And I see that they are working on something to improve the whole process. And therefore, I think we must give due credit to the Supreme Court and thank the Supreme Court for taking steps to ensure that the Election Commission process is filled with integrity, filled with transparency, and it serves the purpose of fostering democracy and making democracy extremely strong in the country.
But Mr. Kalappa, you know, the process of appointment of the CJI is quite, I beg your pardon, the appointment process of the chief of the CBI is also quite similar to that of what has now been suggested, but still the opposition would turn around and say that the CBI is being misused by the government of the day. Do you think this is going to bring about a change in the perspective of the opposition parties to hold the government responsible for misusing autonomous bodies?
Political parties make statements now and time again. Therefore, it's immaterial what political parties say. But ultimately, the structure of government, the structure of the state must be reviewed from time to time. And that structure is being reviewed from time to time through the judicial process. And this is what we call judicial review. Therefore, I think as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, it's well within its powers. And it's also due to the country to make a democracy more robust and vibrant. And for this purpose, I think it's essential that...
and that is exactly what we are expecting, that this change, this move is going to bring about some sense of semblance as far as the constant complaints by the opposition parties towards the Election Commission is concerned. And with that, we are slipping into a short break right now.